10 seconds remaining.
Or maybe not.
5
Maybe I'm
seconds
completely
remaining.
wrong. They're going for full intelligence. But I'm imagining strength.
Reserve time.
Maybe something like a Luna could do with them well. Bit of physical damage in there. I find it very interesting that Team Bendover went for the Invoker mid. I see mid. It could be an offlane. The Slark.
Dire team
Okay.
pick.
That's very interesting to me. Slark. How's he going to fare against this lineup? I mean, they've got a lot of spells which they can just cast, and it doesn't matter whether they see him or not. You know, there are not many point targetable abilities. Lots to purge though, that's for sure. So if he times them Dark Pacts right, then he is going to
10
be one
seconds
happy
remaining.
fish. But you know, it's all about getting that, and the Silencer again,
5
very good counter to
seconds
Slark. You
remaining.
know, if you catch him out and then he can't ulti, then he's dead. He's actually quite a squishy hero underneath all those
Reserve
escapes. Same with the Zeus, same for all of them really. I mean, the Dark Seer is pretty much your only tanky hero in there who can actually take a beating if he gets caught out. But even then, you know, I don't fancy his chances against Slardar because
Anti-mage.
that anti-armor. I'm an anti-mage from Team Bendover. That's a strong pick. So, this is our lineup. Team Bendover going for a hard carry. Hoping to maybe carry this through to the late game, and then you got Team Known 4 who are definitely more mid-game fighting orientated, hoping not to get too badly caught out by a silencer, I assume. I don't know if it's just me, but they seem to have completely ignored this silencer pick, which is very surprising to me because usually you wouldn't want to pick heroes like Zeus or Slark into a silencer, and an Invoker as well, who's a natural Orchid builder. You know, these sort of things really mess with Slark. But you know, I'm sure with the BKB or an Orchid or not, yeah, an Orchid could do him good, or a
10
Lincoln Sphere or
seconds
something like
remaining.
that. It could potentially help him out quite nicely.
5 seconds remaining.
And we're into the game, and of course, immediately off to a pause.
Can you hear me, Peanut?
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy.
Nah? Yeah? Okay, I don't know why it wasn't working during the draft, but good analysis anyways, I guess. I think,
I just had to go it alone.
yeah, I don't know why, that was really weird, but I think, I really think Bendover's draft right now is just gonna absolutely wreck K4. Like, I really don't think they have the tools to deal with this Invoker, like, Tornado EMP into Global Silence, and then they can really just 4v5 all the anti-mage farms this game.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, the known four just seem to have completely ignored the silencer pick, which is very strange to me. I mean, maybe they've got a little pocket strat here, or maybe they will be able to carry off with the ganks. But I'm definitely going to be interesting to see how known four carry this one out and how they're going to play this game.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I think Slark isn't that bad up against the Slardar in the off lane. Like if he goes for the Essence shift first, it's kind of difficult for Slardar to just run up there and try to do some damage. But later on, once Slardar hits about 3-4, he's got the 2 points in the sprint, 2 points in the crush. Slark's gonna have a little bit of a difficult time here as well. He's gonna really rely on his supports to help him out there a little bit, and they don't really have the best roaming supports either. It really seems like AA Winter Wyvern not necessarily the best. You can kind of see them coming at you from a mile away, so it's going to be difficult for them to try and roam on this Invoker mid, especially if he does go for that Quas Wex, and will most likely have a Ghost Walk ready anyways. So it's going to be interesting to see really how K4 looks to take this mid game. Yeah, already a little bit of a 1v1 here.
The silencer immediately meeting the Dark Seer as he comes to try and get that ward out. They both TP'd up. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably saw that ward go down there as well.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. And Slardar actually managed to get his ward down as well. Nobody TP'd for him, so
yeah,
that's quite interesting. Another little sort of small combination I've noticed is the Zeus with the Ancient Apparition, because them Ice Vortexes. If you choose to level that up early, along with the Zeus with his magical damage, that could do some serious
nice
damage.
little bonus, yeah,
even
for
to the
sure.
anti-mage with the spell shield.
Yeah, definitely. That could be the biggest thing is that they've got a ton of burst damage. So if they can get a good Winter's Curse on the heroes that matter, so like the Silencer, the Invoker, if they can get a Winter's Curse down so they can stop a lot of that team fight control, and then from there just look at the Thunderbolt, the Thunder God's Wrath, and then the Ancient Apparition. He's got his ultimate as well, the Vac into all that. It could be really difficult, and the Vac into the Winter's Curse is going to be really hard for them to deal with as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see how well this Darkseer can do if he can get a nice early Blink Dagger, but it's going to be difficult because I imagine the Anti-Mage will be able to harass him out of lane fairly easily here.
Yeah, definitely. And I wonder, is the Anti-Mage going to get some early points in Spell Shield just to be able to survive against the Iron Shell a bit easier? I imagine he will.
I think he might. Probably just 1 point. I don't think it's worth more than 1 value point. I don't know how long the Dazzle's going to stay bottom, but if he doesn't stay bottom for long, then we'll probably see him just run up to the top lane, start healing the Anti-Mage a little bit. But if he's playing it properly, he's just really going to blink past the Darkseer, or past the creep wave, and just start hitting the Darkseer anyway, burning his mana to make it more and more difficult for those Ion Shells. So we'll definitely, it'll be difficult for him as well. But I think both offlaners are going to have a tough time here. Although if it is a dual lane here for quite a while, it could really manage to get a lot out of this one, as already the Slark taking a little bit of harass. Going to be pretty annoyed with that one.
Yeah, it's quite surprising that they decided to go Slardar and Dazzle, but I can see that working quite well. They're going to have to definitely bring the Winter Wyvern in here to lay down and help get back control of this lane.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have to worry too much about securing CS for the Slardar. I definitely think they have the option to, but it really seems like it's more about pressuring the Slark out of the lane and giving him a much tougher time so that in the mid game he's not as much of a threat and they can really just 4v5 all that easier without the Anti-Mage. But the biggest thing is the global potential they'll have here. I think as bot lane, it looks like the Dazzle's going to get gone on here. Quite a bit of damage with the Arctic Burn, as it looks like the Crush will come out, prevent a lot of them from chasing there. As now the leap onto the Slardar is going to get caught up here. Shallow Grave keeping him alive a little bit longer. Should be able to get out of this one.
Good grave.
Nice grave, yeah, keeping himself just out of range. Able to get that grave off, and that was quite nice. They managed to split up a majority of that damage between each other, and just going to be able to salve up, get a couple of tangos, and return right back into the lane here.
Yeah, that was a very nice grave from Hamada there. I think he was holding on to that level as well, just to make sure whether he needed it or not. Mid going very much in the favor of the Zeus,
top
actually.
lane. Oh, Famous getting really low. Oh, that was so close.
Die, but
oh my god, that was ridiculous. He tried to salve through the Ion Shell damage, since it isn't enough to break that salve regen, and he was really close, but the Darkseer able to get a right click in there. As bot lane, we see the Dazzle go down.
Though.
That was huge. That was huge for the Darkseer as well. I doubt he was able to spend the full, whatever, close to 600 gold, 500 gold he got there off that first blood, but I'm certain he'll be happy with the EXP at the very least. Is going to be really important for him. Does almost have the full soul ring actually on that Darkseer, so gonna be pretty happy with that first blood, I imagine. Even trading away, sure, the Anti-Mage gets the kill, but it's not that big of a deal. And Anti-Mage anyways is gonna have to be forced. Most likely we see a lot of the Anti-Mages going for that ring of health into the headdress, just so they can have that regen up against the Darkseer, and it'll be pretty important to see how he fares up against that Darkseer now with the level 2 Ion Shell.
Yeah, for sure. Now, something interesting in this middle lane. The Invokers actually was leveling up Quas above the Wex, which isn't that common. Usually Invokers, they'll choose to get the Wex for the attack speed, but I think that's just to live through the Zeus harass and just sort of stay in lane a little bit easier. He's gone for the levels of Quas, and I wonder if he'll keep doing that in the future.
I think just the 2 points is enough. It actually gives you quite a bit more regen. He does have the wand as well, so I don't think he's that worried about dying. Just a little bit more regen, so he doesn't have to back up all too often, and he can at least secure some earlier CS. As it looks like they're going on the AA Slardar. Should get that one. Gonna be a nice kill for him, and Slark can't really do anything other than watch for the time being, as Wyvern looks like trying to cut them off. But did they even have the damage here? I don't think so. Wyvern's just gonna turn around, and that's gonna be the end of that one. Now it looks like side pull top lane.
He's just gonna throw out a little bit of wrath on Poe.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit annoying here. Still no level 3 on that Wyvern, unfortunately. And Wyvern's a support that really needs those levels. You want to get those Splinter Blast levels so you have more of a team fight contribution. As well as get that level 6 ASAP. Especially up against a majority of the right click that they've got. You do have a lot of heroes that are kind of scary, especially the Invoker if, you know, he's got all of his Wex on and he's got his Phase Boots, his Orchid potentially. He does hit fairly hard, so they do have to be careful of that Winter's Curse. And see mid lane CS wise, it looks like the Zeus is leading, not by much though. 27-1 up against 23 for 2, and yeah, that's kind of usually how you see a mid lane with the Zeus in it. Neither hero really gets any denies. They mostly both just are able to secure their CS as Chain Lightning enough to beat out that base damage of the Invoker, and can't really deny the Invoker with the low base damage and base attack time of that Zeus. So both heroes just getting what they want. Top lane, multiple Ion Shells now, and it's starting to get a little bit annoying for the anti-mage here. But still, though, this Slark is going to be really underleveled. Yeah, his Ring of Health is going to help for sure.
Ring of Health on a Tiger Rock is going to help him out hugely. Like, he's really not that bothered about the Iron Shells anymore. So we'll probably see. Notice the Darkseer has been trying to jungle. The Silencer made some stacks over in this camp here, and Darkseer just took them with the Iron Shells, which is pretty funny.
DD on Peglo.
Meanwhile, at mid, the Zeus is having a little bit of trouble. The EMP.
Oh, everybody, Tornado. One more right click.
Coming out. Is that going to be dead?
Easy kill. Peglo was in a little bit of trouble there. Did have the Arctic Burn to get up over the cliff, but still losing about half his HP. They do have to be careful now, and this is what I was saying. Poe, he's quite scary once he's up there around level 4, level 5. Once he's got the sprint as well as the crush, he can just kind of run at you, and if you eat a crush as well as a shadow away from the dazzle, it's a lot of physical damage that you're not really prepared for, especially on these lower armor support heroes.
Yeah, definitely right there. They're both very, very squishy as well. I mean, Winter Wyvern's got a degree of escape with Arctic Burn, but Ancient Apparition, you know, he's got nowhere to go if they go on him. You know, he's either got to be saved or he's dead. So you'll notice, but his positioning has been very good. He's been staying right back the whole time, and they're blinking out. I think this Invoker's coming for them.
Yeah, Invoker is. There is a huge stack there as well.
Wyvern just spotted him out there.
Top lane.
Yeah,
Darkseer barely able to get out of that one.
He's finding himself walking back to base an awful lot.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing he doesn't really want to do. He's got the 3 points in an Ion Shell, but he continuously has to go back to base. And Tiger Rock's playing it really well, just blinking past the creep wave, right-clicking him a few times, and then the Silencer with the backup there, just burning a little bit more mana. It really bothers this Darkseer. As Classic, gonna have a pause zone. And let's see.
I'm just gonna restart Rio.
Yeah, no problem.
You can rejoin a game when you restart, can't you?
Yeah.
Rejoin a casting slot.
Yeah, for sure. Invoker. Gonna grab that early Urn as well, which is gonna be pretty nice for him, especially with those early Cold Snap ganks. Maybe that's why he did go for the few extra points there into Quas. And Poe, still just waiting. Hasn't finished off the Tranquil Boots just yet, despite having enough. Might be just trying to rush over here for the Blink Dagger. Could finish the full wand alongside the Tranquil Boots, give him a few stats as well as some nice regen to help stick in this bot lane. Dazzle with a nice 10 wand charge as well. So it's going to be really difficult to kill these heroes in the bot lane, actually, which is going to be most important, as they do have level 6 on the Zeus. The crush coming up from the Slardar. Look at that damage! Tornado going to go up. They don't even need the EMP. Invoker going to turn around. Cold Snap on a dash. He's going to try and run into the side shot. Maybe spend his gold. Will be able to do so. But a nice double kill from the Invoker. A beautiful rotation there. The Slardar just starting that one off with the crush. And already, this guy's getting quite rich here. He's 17-2. The Slark, sure, he's 43-11. But as an offlaner, I'm sure the Slardar is having a much better time than the Darkseer. Most importantly, they're able to shut down that Slark before he can make a rotation as well. And they found the stack. Slark going to TP back into the tower. So there's going to be a lot of contesting now. They're going to try and give it up. Ion Shell going to go down. They're going to use the Chain Lightning as well. They know they got to eat through the stack as quickly as possible. They're going to try and give it to the Darkseer, maybe help speed up whatever it may be, the Blink Dagger or the Greaves for him. Might be a little bit difficult for anybody on the side of the Radiant to get Greaves here, other than the Darkseer, especially given this kind of poor early game they've been forced into. Poe missing the crush on that one. Maybe could have gotten a kill. I still think your mic's kind of cutting out there, Peanut. Not sure why, but only getting a couple words every once in a while. Not sure if he just left the game or if he restarted Dota, but mid lane, it looks like Tornado EMP is going to go down. Arctic Burn to push the Invoker away. They are going to give him the Cold Embrace, and Zeus will be able to live through this one as Slark is going to move into the jungle here. Dazzle looking for the D ward. Got to be so careful right now, though. The Slark, the Ancient Apparition. Dazzle running away from this one. Darkseer even going to jump in here with the Ion Shell. Give himself a little bit of a speed burst. Shouldn't be able to get this kill, and now Slark just going to run back into the lane here. CSing quite well. Anti-Mage, though, 58 and 40 now in terms of his CS, so he's getting the items that he needs, and this is a free farming AM. The Slark, you can't say the same for him, and this is really difficult because they're looking at this mid-game push. They're looking at a lot of strength coming through the mid-game, but the Invoker with the control is really going to prevent that, and now you've got a free farming Anti-Mage who's going to have his items a little bit earlier on, an earlier Yasha, earlier Manta, earlier Vlad's, and are they even going to have a mid-game, or is the Anti-Mage just going to come online a little bit too early here? So they are going to throw out the amp damage over there onto the Slark, and will be able to purge off the ant damage. Not the weave, though, so his armor is slowly ticking down. Just going to jump back into the jungle here. As we see in the mid lane, both supports here. Dazzle going to look to grab a bounty rune there. Mid lane now. Invoker maybe in a little bit of trouble. Tornado, EMP out. Not going to be able to get the kill over here on a Paglo, but won't go down himself either, as there are 3 heroes here. Silencer in the backside, maybe looking for a turnaround kill on a Paglo. Last word should be enough damage. Is going to lead with the illusion. There it is. Last word, curse. Paglo should go down here almost certainly, and it looks like he will. A nice 2 intelligence going over the way that Silencer, and a weird rotation there, but it ends up working out as Tiger Rock now going to get quite aggressive over here in this top lane up against Sean here. Going to right click him down a little bit. There is an Ion Shell on the creep, and it is kind of hurting, but we'll just be able to go towards the tower now and going to regen up with that ring now. Slark really doesn't want to move up to this creep wave. Poe, gotta be a little bit careful here. So we see the Invoker getting closer to that Orchid. Amp damage now going to be used on Slark. Poe going to get a nice bit of CS under tower here. I imagine Slark will get rid of that amp damage now. Probably a little bit annoyed that he has to consistently use Dark Pact to get rid of that as Invoker. Just waiting to secure the bottom rune here. And what's it going to be? It's going to be an Invis, and this could be really important here. The Dire with no runes, no sentries. Or excuse me, no wards and no sentries here. And is he going to go? It looks like he's going to go for the mid lane. Not opting to go for this Slark kill. Is probably could have gotten it, but Ancient Apparition going to blow up here. He's actually going to find out the Darkseer. And who's he going to go for? Has to make a little bit of a choice. AA is nearby, but doesn't really have any hope to save him. Just going to wait for the Tornado EMP, I imagine here. Zeus, though, quite close. Invoker just going to soak some of this EXP here. Going to get that last CS there as well, as it looks like there's the EMP going to go down. AA going to throw out the Frost Blast. Is it going to be enough? It looks like Invoker now in a little bit of trouble. Global going to go out here. So Invoker probably going to die as he's trying to get out. Won't be able to, though, as the Thunderbolt from the Zeus going to be able to secure that dominating streak and a nice 567 gold going his way. Courier. Wrong place, wrong time, as Invoker was trying to bring something to himself, it seems. They do see the Silencer now as well, with that kind of rune mid lane ward here, up from the Radiant. Poe now trying to have to run out again. So we are getting a couple pings out. Looks like the Zeus is probably going to go to D ward there. Ancient Apparition is going to throw the Ice Blast down there again, and oh, will eat that one. Doesn't have the highest of HP pools right now in order to tank through it, and will actually use Sprint, so not going to be enough damage even with the Sprint, but he's got a Blink Dagger, and that's a very early Blink Dagger. Tornado, EMP going to go down top lane. Tiger Rock's even going to show up here. EMP going to burn his mana. Tiger Rock with the Mana Void, and a nice little bit of cohesion there between those two heroes. Easy gank there as well. Darkseer is going to go down, and it's now 8-3, 14 minutes in for Bend Over here. Known for really having some trouble finding their stride early on. And this is a huge issue because they really needed to come out ahead on this laning stage. Even breaking even on the laning stage was going to kind of be an issue for them, as they really needed a lot of this mid-game potential here. The Slark not really having the game of his life. Darkseer as well does not have the itemization he needs. And now Poe with this Blink Dagger can really threaten around this map. Just really needs to not show in a lane, and everybody has to play all the more safely. This Bounty Rune bot lane is going to be pinged out from the Slark. Looks like the Zeus will grab it here. Slark going to continue to jungle. They do now have the Battle Fury on the rock, and he should have the treads as well. Does have treads. So Battle Fury treads by about the 14-minute and 30-second mark, and this is not what you want to see. I'm sure once they catch a glimpse of this anti-mage in lane, they're going to be a little bit scared of the late game potential, even the mid game potential. They've kind of got a timer around the 27-minute mark. This anti-mage is going to be far too strong. Darkseer's not really going to have anything, and the Invoker as well, probably going to have most likely a Sheep Stick on top of the Orchid around that time. Could go for a BKB as well if he wants to. Either one of those items really going to be an issue over here for the Radiant. Splinter Blast, Frost Blast as well. Zeus is coming up, has his ultimate, not going to be able to get it off. A nice tornado, and that's going to be the end of that one. Global Silence going to go out. Meanwhile, the Dazzle on the backside here as well. Invoker looking for the EMP, will get it. The Cold Snap keeping him around there a little bit longer. The heal from the Wyvern, though, going to keep him alive there. And the burst from the EMP not going to be enough to get the kill. As Ancient Apparition in this bot lane, going to try and soak up some EXP as well as get some gold. Slark now finishing up the Shadow Blade. Looks like he wants to go top lane and maybe get a kill on the Anti-Mage, but Slardar's sitting right behind him, and he could get a nice Blink Crush here to prevent that. Slark now running into the enemy jungle. Gonna find the Silencer, and he's gonna go straight onto him. Slardar needs to turn around. The Zeus ulti gonna land, though, and it's gonna be enough to get the kill here. Now Slardar gonna be able to turn around on the Slark, who's in a lot of trouble. No mana for him. We've got the Mana Void here. EMP, Cold Snap as well, and they're gonna be able to get a kill on that Slark, and that's not the trade you want. You get a support Silencer for the core Slark here, and most importantly, there's the Winter's Curse actually down in the mid lane. They do have the Grave, though. They won't be able to get this kill, and again, they waste a nice ult there. Now they don't have the Winter's Curse, and they will just throw the heal onto the Zeus. We'll be able to stay alive, but most importantly, this Slardar's early rotations are the most important. He needs to get a lot out of that Shadow Blade. It's almost like his farm accelerator. He needs to farm heroes, get a couple kills. Mid lane now, they are going to throw out the Cold Snap. Will be enough to get the kill here, as he was orchided up, I believe. Ghost Walk to just escape a potential of more damage here. Does eat the Frost Blast from the Ancient Apparition. It's, now top lane, this Anti-Mage really going to start balling out of control here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
12:38, the Frankfurt Major. That's pretty ridiculously fast. Not far off, though, considering it is an amateur game. Only a couple minutes, which, of course, in Dota could be a lifetime. As Invoker searching for a kill yet again. He's going to go on a dash. All he needs is the Ghost Walk as well as the Orchid. Cold Snap going to be enough to secure the kill here. TP mid lane from the Zeus. Could maybe turn this one around. Will catch sight of him there briefly, I believe, but should be able to just walk out of that one. An Invis Rune even now. Slardak going to look for that one. Urn going to be picked up, and Invoker just going to grab that Invis Rune now. As Slark is going to be found by this Observer Ward fairly soon, I believe. No, it's going to be able to run past him before Shadow Blade runs out. So now Zeus in the mid lane. Very, very scared right now. Invoker looks like he will actually be going for the BKB, so it's going to be an earlier BKB, not going to go for the straight sheep mid lane. Maybe a little bit of trouble. Blink Crush over here on a Peglo. Going to turn this one around. There's the Global Silence. Not going to be able to help him out a little bit as he's going to get Orchided up. Cold Snap as well as a few right clicks from Invoker going to be enough. Ghost Walk out. Should be able to get away, I believe. Zeus, no, there's the Thunder God's Wrath. Dazzle trying to go for the Grave. Won't be able to get it. Will be able to Grave himself. Is he going to go for the TP out? I don't believe so. Probably going to die nonetheless as the Slark is nearby. The leap to finish him off. They do manage to get a 2-for-1 trade, but more importantly, this Anti-Mage free CS, 171 CS. Surprisingly enough, though, the Slark is keeping up quite well despite not having a Battle Fury or a free farm lane. He's actually at about 140 CS, so this guy is playing exceptionally well with the space he's been given. And he's actually died a couple times here as well, so he's got 2 deaths to his name. Anti-Mage with none to his name, but Now that he's got the Battle Fury, he's really going to start extending the CS lead. The Slark early on can get some bonus CS out of the jungle with that Dark Pack. Anti-Mage not really able to do the same, but now that he's got the Battle Fury, he's just going to be jumping around the map and pushing out these creep waves. We'll see if he's going to do any creep cutting as well here to try and extend the game, but I really don't think he needs to. This anti-mage is getting scarier and scarier now. Finish Vlad's at the 19-minute mark, and it's going to start to hit the timings. They've got a lot of Roshan potential as well. You don't really see too much Roshan potential with heroes like Invoker, as well as the anti-mage, the silencer, but when you've got the Dazzle for the heal, the sustain in the Roche Pit, as well as the amp damage coming up from the Slardar, you definitely can just chew through that. You've got the Vladimir's, the bonus 15% damage here, and it looks like the smoke up. Speaking of Roshan, that's going to be the next target. Tiger Rock going to pick up that bounty rune, and did they see it? Are they aware? Just look at them chew through Roshan right now. They only need 2 heroes. As the amp damage is doing so much work, Vlad's able to keep both these heroes alive as well. They're going to be able to get this Aegis. Probably look to push down the bot couple Raxes. They could go for mid, but Box at least going to help secure the jungle for the Dire here, and that's going to be important for limiting the Slark's farm here as well. As Aegis will get picked up from the Invoker. Anti-Mage not all that worried, as Invoker still goes walking around. Slark nearby though, got to be careful. They do have vision. No, not just yet. Invoker in the enemy jungle here, getting quite aggressive, and they're going to look to burn this Aegis almost immediately. Invoker's going to go down, throws out the Tornado before he does so, and now there's about 4 heroes around here. Orchid Burn is going to be enough to get the kill. Darkseer's very close here now. It looks like the crush onto the Wyvern going to be enough to prevent him from getting any of his abilities on. There's the Vac, the Global Silence as well. They do get the Cold Embrace over here as well as the Mechanism, so they're regenning quite a bit here. They managed to kill the Silencer on the backside. The Wyvern's going to go down here as well. Invoker got to be careful. The Slark's going to turn around. He's got a lot of stats. Deafening Blast. There's the ultimate from the Zeus, and now he's going to turn it around. The Darkseer, he's going to go down here on the backside as it looks like the Slark going to die as well. Anti-Mage is going to rotate well. An ultra kill for the Invoker. Tiger Rock's going to find himself a killing spree, but what a team fight that was. Looked like the Dire was maybe in a little bit of trouble there for a second, but they managed to turn it around. Invoker burning that Aegis almost immediately, but from it, they do get 5 kills. Frost Blast in the mid lane, but it's not enough to prevent them from taking the tower. Wyvern going to TP in, and they did have vision of that, I believe. Poe is nearby, has the Blink Crush. Does he have the vision? No, not yet. Does see him now, and are they going to go for it? Invoker's here. Does have the Tornado Cold Snap. There it is, the Blink Crush. They are going to start on a Panglo. Cold Snap, no. Yes, there it is. The Orchid as well. Should be enough with the Soul Burn to get the kill, and it will be. Tornado going to do quite a bit of damage to the Ancient Apparition as well. Sean maybe in a little bit of trouble. Does go up to the Creep Wave. Now he's got to be careful. Blink Crush going to be off mark, though. And that's going to be the end of that one, as the TP in from the Zeus should mean that they kind of need to turn tail and run. Not enough mana or HP on either the Slardar or the Dazzle, respectively, here. So now the Anti-Mage with a Finish Manta Style. How do you stop this guy? 22-minute Manta Style. 238 CS, and yeah, now he's really taking the lead on top of this Slark, who has to be so careful of this Orchid. He's got no tools to get rid of the Orchid. Looks like they're going to go on to him. There's the Orchid to start things off, as well as the last word. Anti-Mage going to blink up here. Soul Bear not going to do all that much damage. Tornado going to be thrown out here as well. Splinter Blast going to kill some of these creeps. It's unfortunately still having issues hearing Peanut. Hopefully we'll have it all ironed out by the next game, as Tiger Rock going to rotate to the top lane here and secure himself some CS. Do we have an Ancient stack here? No, it looks like no Ancient stack, unfortunately. Maybe pinging it out saying they want one. As the Invoker just running around. Dazzle, we do see with that Glimmer Cape. Going to help prevent a lot of the magical damage here. Wyvern potentially in a bit of trouble. He's got so many sentries now. Arctic Burn to get away. Should be able to do so, as the Invoker really trying to catch somebody out. Looks like the Darkseer may be the next target here. An Invoker, right place, right time, could easily get this kill. Looks like he might just forget about it, though, as this Darkseer. There is a tower for them to TP on. Zeus is nearby as well. They are going to get some pings out now. Blink up. Darkseer just going to surge away. That's the Slark now. Going to get some more CS within his jungle. Now? Yeah, there you go. Now I can hear you.
Okay, not quite sure what's happening.
Yeah, a little bit odd. Just reborn things.
Yeah, reconnected and everything just went to shit. Yeah, very much known for on the back foot right here. This anti-mage is going out of control. I think this smoke is going to be their last hurrah. This is...
I agree. They're going to need the Winter's Curse to kill him, though, and they will get it, but it's inside the Ancient's Pit, as the Global's going to go down, and this anti-mage is so strong right now. He's got the Manta up still. Slark kind of missing out here. He's going to get amp damage. He's actually going to get Orchided up. There's the Thunder God's Wrath. Slark in a little bit of trouble now. Actually going to miss a couple of those shots, but Tiger Rock's going to blink up. Darkseer's going to be the next target. Tornado's going to fly through. Even going to hit the Wyvern. Unstoppable now for the Invoker. Sean trying to run away. There's the Elf from the Anti-Mage, though, and that's going to be enough to get a 3-for-0 trade. They try to go on the Anti-Mage, but unable to get it.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Now
attack.
Zeus maybe in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah,
be
there's
alright.
no buyback from the side of known for, so I think this is going to be...
There
and
it is.
actually
Yeah,
GG
GG.
comes out.
A very early GG, 24-minute GG, and I was thinking 27 minutes was going to be the scary timing, but a very early game, and we're going to head into game 3. Hopefully Peanut should, now that he's got his mic all fixed, and hopefully we'll be able to get the draft together as well next game. So, alright, going to go right into the next game.